Hello, Internet. Hope you're well from wherever you are tuned in to. So today, actually, is December 6th. We're almost 30, so I'm just taking this date. So, yeah, with me, I have the direction. So we'll just be going through some of the Kenyan Looking Glass platform where we analyze those political landscape and also we check on the business, so we check on the technology. Technological news in advancement in AI, machine learning, software engineering. So forgive me today, I don't have a very good voice. I have a cold, sorry, and so respect. I'm not. So Asha deals Ruto fights back as queries mount. So we run the nation. This is a major headline that you can see Shah deals Ruto fights back as queries mount. So in this case, this where Ruto is fighting back on the allegation that he forced governors to sign contracts. Sign contracts. That is, here he says that there is nobody who has forced them to sign any contract. That is the truth. Nobody was forced. You have to be a fool to be forced to sign the wrong thing, which I agree. And so the president has rushed out at those who are saying that they secret deal. Although still there is still so many questions to be answered. And the nation here is the President William Ruto yesterday maintained that counties were not forced to sign into a multi-billion shilling medical equipment, even as the identity of 7 companies contracted to supply the kits remain closely guarded secret between the State House, the Health Ministry, and a few county officials. The project, the project has mimicked the Biblical Tower of Babel, as conflicting voices of continue to throw conviction into the details that would have allowed public scrutiny of the contracts that counties will be tied to for at least 7 years. So these contracts will tie the counties to. Yes, and on another news, you see Molcomen here. You can grab your daily nation or check on the news latest. So I don't have much to say, but the only thing I can say is that from what I know is that there's a lot of secrecy and there's a lot of shrewdness. That's why nobody's trusting this government. Like Malcolm and what he's saying, that everybody is criticizing the government because Ruto is a Kalenjin, far be it from the truth. The Kalenjin, they are very, very hardworking people. They are also very loyal. And I would assume that this is the case for most Kenyans. We do not. We have them as relatives. We have them as colleagues. The issue why people have arms at race against Ruto is because so many of his deals are shrouded in secrecy. Like you see in this case, these deals, the names of these 7 companies, contracted to supply the kits remain closely guarded, secret. So always there are secrets everywhere. And of course also the share procurement to this Adani, and also to this procurement to Adani and other few Kenyan companies is also shrouded in secrecy. So as President Ruto has pointed out, he wants to let's say it's unfair to find fault. Let me read what Murkamen says. It's unfair to find fault the president based on where he comes from or comparing the president who come from this community before. Let's criticize him on facts as they are, compare Ruto with his predecessor in the first 2 years or with Kibaki the first 2 years. Anyway, I agree with that sentiment. Not, mean we should not have a blanket condemnation for Ruto's government, and that's why I love to be neutral. I don't have the facts. In this case, I do support, but the allegation that people facing the government was a certain area, I don't think that's factual. And he's saying that they are not issue based. Yet, he's on record to say that he welcomed the criticism, flaunting ties, the ties as well as the watches he was wearing. So you see, Kenyan criticism has helped to calm down. And of course, today I also saw I see the criticism by the by Kenyans MPs who have used SGR. This is a Kenyan question government expenditure as is traveled to pass by SGR. So what I can say about this one is, well, Kenyan. So the idea is that Kenyans have been raising. We are supposed to be on austerity measures, cut down on travel. People are saying Ruto and his government fly, always flying. Come up also with another slogan, if not flying, they are lying. So I don't know how true that statement is, but one thing I can say is that for this MP to use this SGR, I don't think it's too much about it. I believe in some sense that they deserve, could call it, they deserve a good means of transport, but of course they don't deserve the best. They don't deserve best airlines, the best fast premium, paid at 12,000. Maybe that one is only deserved by the few of them, like the speaker and the president, but the rest is first class. Yes, so that's the only thing I can say. So the whole Kenyan parliament of Lent was costing 1 billion. It's quite overstretched. One way I also understand the sentiment. Kenyans that a chopper to Mombasa and back is 4,000. But VIP coach, yeah, this is for the VIP. Why do you need VIP coach? Still others for 4,000. So and then also when they go there, they also prepare and spend other things. I think one way or the other, the reason why actually I would not mind if they would even spend 24, if these MPs they are doing their job. The unfortunate thing right now is that these MPs they are doing absolutely nothing. Only a few of them are working, and it's on record actually. Even the Ishoma said members of parliament who had respect in parliament. So this is what I would say. This is a travesty. This is a travesty. But so I guess let me remove the video because I am not feeling very, very. Let me stop the video. So just disable the video because I want you to have the look, all of it as it. So yeah, so you can hear my voice. You don't have to. They have a fever, as I said, and so far now you know my face and you know how I look. You don't have to see about. It's enough to hear me. Yes, so I believe that if the MPs are working well, they are looking into the issues which are being raised. Like there is a Supreme Court judge Renaula criticizes government over laxity in appointing IEBC. So you see, this is the work of the parliament. Parliament is just sleeping. Executive. So you see, and then paying them all this money to go and enjoy themselves and the benefits they get. This is so bad. Okay. So I don't have an issue if they are working. Because if they're able to catch, because in Kenya we lose like $1 billion. Like every month we lose around 5 billion in corruption deals. So if we are able to deal, or they're able to hold this executive in accountability, they're able to do the oversight which they are supposed to do. What we are seeing is lawfaring, but they are there to just to get kickbacks from the executive, and they're just there to lobby for a few companies here and there. So mostly that's what's going on. That's what's happening actually. Not they are not there actually to advance the interests of Kenyans. So this is a sad reality that when you see them there, they are not there actually because they care for Kenyans. Are far be it from the truth. What is happening actually is that most of the time when you see them there, they are there for their own personal gains. So some of the bills actually they pass are all. Some of the bills which are there is they are all just personal. So we should be very worried, be very careful, very very careful, and it's a matter of concern. Kenyans that Parliament has fixed its law. Actually, let's say the Andani case. Who was supposed to do the oversight? Parliament. They opened the floodgates for the finance bill. Many taxes which Kenyans are finding increasingly. I mean, many Kenyans are feeling infuriated by the increasingly changing, upping taxes right and left. So whose mandate is to protect Kenyans? Who is a representative of the Kenyan Manjiko? The parliamentarians, but do they care more? They only advance policies which suit their pockets. And so this is a big problem. So I see a different tune now from the Supreme Court, and for sure Supreme Court has also been compromised. I wholly and fully believe that Supreme Court has been compromised, that we do not have a Supreme Court in Kenya. Most Kenyans believe so, that with the rulings which have been happening, well, it's laughable what's happening in Supreme Court. So it's a good thing to start to see Lenaola. I think these guys have now started to see that Kenyans are not happy with this group of 7. And of course, they are also very unhappy with the Chief Justice, Martha Koome. Most Kenyans are already fed up with her leadership. Reason being is that they feel that the Supreme Court is supposed to be the one to sustain law and order. And actually, from this case, let me listen to this case. Listen, just listen.
Legislation very quickly on other subjects that are politically important. But we don't look at what is extremely important for this country. The Electoral Commission. How can a country like ours stand on its feet if it does not have an Electoral Commission? Elections are in 2027. This is 2024. When will this commission be prepared?
Lenaola raising an alarm over the timing of the malfunction experienced in the judiciary's e-filing system when the impeachment case against the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was underway.
Those of you who followed the Rigiji saga will remember that at some point the judiciary website, the online filing system, went down. I want you to carry this question into 2027. Why did that online platform collapse? Why did the firewalls that we created before 2022 suddenly become vulnerable? And imagine what may happen in 2027. I will say no more, but think.
Yes, sir. So Lenaola has raised an important question, in which was mentioned by some quotas that Gachagua denied justice. And it's very painful. It's very sad. I think the Supreme Court judges are now retrospecting their ruling or their failure to curtail. So you see, what happened is that the parliament hosted, impeached the former DP. Then it was backed by the Senate. Then it was blessed by the Supreme Court. I mean, the High Court. The High Court, yeah. So Gachagua pleaded to go all the way to, I guess it was, but yeah, Gachagua pleaded to go all the way to the Supreme Court. At the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice delegated her role, which is a travesty. She allowed the Deputy Justice to appoint a bench of 3 judges who proceeded over the court case. Of course, we know what happened. Gachagua was kicked out. So this, what we are seeing here now is one of this Supreme Court is very commendable. I commend that they have a voice pick up, because each and every one of us has a right to ensure that we have a country, a road. If we do not hold this government or this government to accountability, we do not have a country. So we must be very, very, very cautious on that. And I commend this. This is very commendable. I think the Supreme Court is trying to save its face because of the backlash from Kenya. A lot of backlash happening on. And so moving on to other news, I think on this Daily Nation, I also saw it's also mentioned in this piece of Daily Nation that Kenya Power has been losing domestic. It's the first time that it has lost domestic consumers, that because of increased cost. You can imagine Kenya Power increased the tariff so high that it has lost many. But despite the reduction in the number of customers, they were able to make a killing. They were able to make profit because they extorted us. So Kenya Power should be disbanded. I believe Kenya Power should be somehow either we should have another competitor, because according to the way things are right now, it's not very well. Not very, very, very well. I believe that we should do better as a nation. There's no way we can leave this Kenya Power to have monopoly. And of course, this money actually, so the report is here that electricity sales to Kenyan homes dropped for the first time. Yes. So domestic called for us increase of power tariffs by April, causing households to cut. So, and the whole thing of Kenya Power and EPRA, all these are connected. So when I mean Kenya Power, I mean EPRA and all this. So there's a cartel in the power distribution and generation in Kenya. Kenya Power electricity sales to household fell for the first time on a record the year ending June 2024 of the government sharply increased prices. So let me see whether I be able to show this. Show you this. Okay. Yeah, so this is the article here. I hope you'll be able to read it. There will be, yeah, so that's that one. Kenya Power. So it's there. Record. So that's quite sad. Quite sad. And so that is page 31. That's an interesting, and I saw some people complaining that Kenya Power is making a lot of profit when other companies are making losses. And so many people are pointing that the reason why Kenya Power is making profits is because it has been, they have doubled. They have been the cost of electricity. That's why able to make a kill. It's not about sales. And of course, Kenya Power was tricky because it was not able to publish the sales. And then from this newspaper, we were able to see that it has reduced drastically. Actually, the domestic consumption has decreased. So this is a big warning. And I guess what the government should be concerned if cost of electricity is very high. This will affect many other sectors negatively. Because energy is one of the important primary factors in production. So they should look into this. And so moving to other headlines on, I think also from to Governor Kahiga recants his statement on Shah equipment leasing after Ruto outburst. So Kahiga was the one who was targeted by the president here. Many people have been saying that Kahiga was all along on Ruto's side, and he sacrificed Gachagua. So that's the politics. We don't know the truth to this. That's a joke. But Guy seems to be supporting Ruto that he was not coerced. So he was not coerced to sign that agreement. Addressing there was no confusion. And so that's interesting. Let's go to other facts. And so we already seen this one. And I guess for the Mulcomen, we already see this one. I think that has been not very true, but in some sense we can support. We should not judge Ruto on just 2 years. We should wait for his 5 years or 10 years, whichever is the case. Relief for governance as Ruto signs bill allocating counties 387.4 billion. So this is good news. And the president has signed a bill. The other day I said done a bill. This divides the equitable share of revenue of Kenyan shilling 387.4 billion among the 47 counties in accordance with the revenue sharing formula in force at the Article 217 of the Constitution. So remember also, it exceeds a 15% minimum threshold required by the Constitution. And so also back to the other point which I had made a small video. We need devolution. Has devolution failed, or should we reduce this? Should we reduce these counties to 10 or to 20? I strongly believe that the number of counties is more than enough, that we should reduce these counties. And so Kenyan police in Haiti resign over pay delays. This is very interesting that Kenyans are still not being paid. Lawyers, lecturers here, they'll be going home to Christmas with very fat wallets. But there's Kenyan police in Haiti, they have resigned because they haven't been paid. You would assume that when you go there, you'll have a very good package, that you're coming back to your family, that you have something good in your pocket. But from what we see here, very sad. Nearly 20 officers have received no response to their letters and continue to serve on them. So, and of course, you are not allowed to resign. So, also another headline, Ruto plans to capture Raida's strongholds. So, I don't know how it will go, but we already know this. This is very, because we already seen that Gachagua, the Gachagwa's impeachment was a big blow for the president on the mountain. Mountain has already left the president, and so he has to look elsewhere. But the trick is the mountain was unassured because it had already voted for him previously. I don't understand his advisors, whoever advised antagonized the mountain, to gamble with the mountain strategy. I think his advisors miscalculated. They miscalculated Gachagua, friends, strongholds, and also they over. I think this is a gamble because Raila stronghold. Let's see, can he capture? Let's see. President Ruto, so we have to pay this one, or I have to buy the newspaper tomorrow. Success story. But all we know is that these days a new dalliance. ODM bickering. There is a lot of bickering, and even actually it was in this today's newspaper whereby Joho and missing Sabina Ruto did not post counties. Okay, no. So there is the exchange between is it Sabina? No, Sifuna. Yes. So between Sifuna and his counterpart, ODM counterpart, director of elections and Sifuna East MP Junet Mohammed has been a choir master in the UDA party. He's eyeing appointment, and so he has to have it talk. He has to what they call bootlick everything the government says. So this is just what we know in Kenya. It's very, very, very easy to kiss every project, or he has to bless every project that the president has. And as Sifuna here is saying, he's a spokesman of ODM. There is fresh cracks in ODM of Ruto deal on page 8 of Iran Nation. The reason I did not even attend the President's State of the Nation address is because Ruto cannot be trusted, and I did not. I don't believe speaks the truth. That is, Senator Sifuna said that he did not attend because he does not trust in the president. Very interesting. So there is a crack in the opposition whereby some guys like Kinabandi, Joho, Oparanya, and all of them, they are saying UDA party because of the appointment. And and even John Bandi said he could support the re-election of. Then here we have this Suna East MP, this Junet Mohammed, who has been very outspoken against the. I mean, he's appearing to have changed his tune from being a critic of the government to now his mouth is watering for appointment into maybe the CS, because now we do not have CS for interior. So, and here Sifuna is saying that he's a spokesman. We are not in government. When our former party officials joined government, they became Kenya Kwanza ministers. They are we minister, and we should not be associated with the chest dumping and support for government. Yeah, so he's saying that they are not in. He pointed out that the move by former ODM officials to join cabinet does not that the party has also joined Kenya Kwanza administration. So that's so interesting is we'll have to wait and see what is happening. But one thing I can assure you is that marriage of UDA and ODM, though it's a marriage of convenience, and it might not last very long because there isn't a very I don't think Ruto and Raila very good record of working together. Although in the past there were a lot of fighting or bickering or antagonism between. So this is just a marriage of marriage of convenience. Sorry. Yeah. So and back to other headlines is that so there is a bus which was ferrying the Tanzania MPs to Mombasa, which had an accident. Junet Joho did not speak when I heard the match. He did not speak for the ODM. Of course, a man also was killed. It was very sad. And another news headlines. Yeah, I did release a video. So we'll hope. Now, I think that was a quick one, actually. Very, very quick one. Takes behind field, attempts to recruit NIS board. So it's still going on. So apologies for working with Rudo. We have no apologies for working with. And can you imagine it's like 360, 180 U-turn from saying Ruto is a snake. Some of them were saying that, like, Junaid Mohammed, very vicious words against the president. And so I boggles my mind how Ruto is able to trust these people. I think he should not, and then he ejects the people from Mount Kenya who are in the government. So because we see that that check up to remove those who are aligned with Gachagua and to replace them with this ODM. But also, this is also the challenge we see that we do not have democracy in Kenya, real democracy. We have good democracy, good democracy. Actually, it's in this daily nation that not elect leaders who advance our interests. It's also here in this daily nation on the opinion. I laughed at that. I was reading that we do not have. Let me look at. We have. That was an opinion from someone that we do not have a democracy. We have a good. Is it a good classic? Good. Let me look at that commentary. I just laugh. Yes, we have a good classic. Good. Eh? Good. We are a godocracy, not a democracy. So, journalist Auko Otieno, who blogs for As Maverick on X, and whose low brutality of style must make many printer editor cringe in their starch collars and pose in their noble task of messaging the corpses of our glorious past. Recently post what I am given. Sorry, my eyes is actually blinking now. Sorry, what I'm given to thinking as Oko Maxim. If, oh dear Lord, the Fido encrusted ablution bucket at Kamukonji police station were to run against President William Ruto in 2027, the bucket would win by 6 a.m. Funny. Auko is more courageous and has better political sources than most political journalists. However, there are problems with that conclusion. This is nitpicking, but polls open at 6 a.m. The bucket would still have to wait until the votes are cast. Anyway, I was looking at where he's saying that we are good. Yes, we have institution at state and troop to the polls every 5 years, but we are a godocracy. We are not exactly like a sheep, tame, docile, and benign, blindly following our tribal shepherd. We are like goats. We follow the shepherd, but we are driven by a destructive hunger. In our eating, we don't care about tomorrow. We eat everything and not just the leaves. We dig, interesting, we dig out the roots and eat them too, guaranteeing famine even after the next rain. And so this is so laughable, man. And also there is another headline, review hasty closure of boarding schools. So government had a directive that they had closed over 300 schools, 380 schools because of not meeting standards of that had been set for the fire HSC safety towards a more safe environment. But the fire near which consumed it's around 60 people. And of course, this is done in a hasty manner, closing 300 schools, and there is a transition to grade 9 is unfortunate. So the government should look into this, and also there is some report that they even never visited some of these schools which they closed. This officer just closed them out of fear. So they should look into this and give some this school's time reform and to improve. Of course, they should help where they can. I know one of the greatest for myself, I have worked also in the hospitality industry. I know how it works. The biggest challenge is of fire alarm. So this is, they need to, and of course, I myself am, I'm a certified installer of electrical engineering. So I do also first done these jobs of electrical engineering. I still now get a good contact. I can always, can always, it's a good deal. I can go for it. So we have even organization to be able to install fire alarms. And actually, I have a video where we had installed a number of fire alarms in hospitals, Kenya, especially in this Nairobi. So they need to have a addressable fire alarm. That is the most crucial thing. And of course, the other crucial things are doors. They need to have fire-rated doors. A fire-rated door is a door which can open from the inside. It has a knockout. It has a push. It has a lever where when you push it, it will open. Alternatively, when the fire alarm triggers, so what you do, you have a fire alarm, and you can connect also. Let's assume. Let me just walk you how it works for those who are interested to know you can also do it in your business, or you can also do it in you can call us, we can give you a good consultation. But in brief, you need to have a fire alarm, transferable or conventional alarm panel. So you need to have a fire alarm. Then you need to have those smoke and heat detectors. Like in my house, I have them. They have the heat detector in the kitchen, in other rooms. Upstairs, I have it in the smoke, because kitchen you just need the heat detector because there's a lot of fumes. So you have those well read, and all over the building. You provide the fire extinguishers well labeled and well kept in exits and also in major corners. They should also be inspected for expiry. Also, you should have the sounder, which must be working in good condition. And so the alarm should be working. And then to add to that, you could also have automatic fire suppression system. So most major malls, we have done in the past in one mall in Kenya. So we can do that for you. Actually, it's there in many buildings nowadays. All the modern buildings actually is a requirement for these commercial buildings, which are to more than 5 stories, especially in town. Must have them. Or Westlands, all these big buildings, they have fire suppression, which that's form of fire suppression. So, in case you're interested for services, electrical engineering, we have a new project. We do home automation. We also have also good in home assistant. We can be able to automate your lights, fire alarm. Actually, be able to automate fire alarm. We're also able to automate your gate open automatically. Before you enter, you'll have a button to press. We're able to give you also a channel for you to monitor your home from CCTV, from wherever you are, and you'll be able to also to arm panel from wherever you are. You'll be able to also to arm intruder alarm, also to monitor the doors, and you'll be able to monitor the windows everywhere. So just give us a call if you have good quotation. Of course, we also improved AI, machine learning, software engineering, web development. And so, pardon, I think I'll cut this video. Cold is taking a toll on me. So take care, guys. We pray for the nation to cover. All will be well. Take care. Good night, and see you tomorrow. As always, trust in the Lord and walk in His ways. Enjoy.